Hello world, from whichever time zone you're catching me from, my name is MD90. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notification to all so that you do not miss the uploads that come up. And the easiest way for you to navigate the channel is to head to the playlist. You'll find videos curated for you based on your interest. So if you're interested in the Critical podcast, you'll find a playlist for that. For news and trends, there's a playlist for that. Exclusive with MD90, a bunch of playlists that are created based on your interest. So the easiest way to navigate the channel is head straight to the playlist and you'll find what you're here for. Consider becoming a member of the channel. Right next to the subscribe button is a join button. You click on the join button so that you can become a member of the channel. You support the team on the production and a number of things that we're doing here, and we appreciate that.
Well, Makebi Zulu has returned to the country. As you may be aware, he has been out of the country ever since the late president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, passed on in South Africa on June 5th, 2025. And he's been the family spokesperson all throughout this period. And from the time that he traveled to South Africa, he has not returned. So obviously his return made news. And a number of media houses reported say lawyer and Lungu family spokesperson Makebi Zulu has returned to Zambia from Johannesburg, South Africa, where he had been for several months following the death of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. And when he returned there, obviously people were commenting on it. And one of the Tamara Chanda shared one of the comments that people were sharing to say, someone said, Nombawasha campaign material, guys. It's what do you smoke seriously? Referring to since the allegations to say he was using Edgar Chagalungu and the Lungu family as campaign platform for his political agenda or political mileage, and now he's returned home without Edgar Chagalungu's body. So how is he going to campaign like that? And then obviously this lady share one on a platform. She says, I told you that that Tayari worked with the United Party for National Development, UPND, to have Ethel arrested. Now he's working with them to have Makebi Zulu arrested. They have told him to run a narrative first on social media. So she alleges to say now that Makebi Zulu is back in the country, Chief Tayari is pushing an agenda where he wants to have Makebi Zulu arrested for something, allegedly. Same way he had Ethel arrested. I'm sure you know Ethel she's referring to, that American-based Zambian that was issuing insults towards President Hakainde Hichilema. And she returned to Zambia, and I think she was arrested from Kenneth Kaunda International Airport, and she's been in jail since then. And obviously, Chief Dayali doubled down. He says, "What shit, Tumbi? Why the campaign? Welcome to the Republic of Zambia, where President Hichilema is the Republican president and is very democratic. Don't worry, everything is all good for you." It was Makebi Zulu simply says, "Hey, come and play politics now." And then she responds that they were having a back and forth at Shufetari with this lady. And she responds to say, Daddy is pretty much, you say that word himself, as his funders realize he got no influence and they will withdraw funding. He felt his agenda of attacking Edgar Shakalungu's family and Makebi Zulu. Zambians are not stupid, Bawa. So she alleges to say the people that are funding Chivetayari's lifestyle in exile have now are likely to withdraw funding, considering that they see it's not yielding the results that they are putting in their investment for. The narrative that has been trying to push for a while is not working, according to her. And then she showed up on the comment section. He responded, Iwe, Tekanya, how far are you with the UNHCR case? Come to my page, we talk. So he says, okay, before you start pushing that agenda, what of that thing where you're trying to report my being in exile to the UNHCR to say, no, I'd violated my asylum application by him endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government, considering that his application was based off the fact that he was running away from political persecution. How can you be running away from political persecution and then praise the same people that you're running away from? That's what she submitted. So now Chivetayari is asking her to say, hey, how far are you with that? And she responded, say, don't worry about that. Worry about your perceived influence. That's back and forth. And then once Makebi Zulu landed in a country, he put up this post and he says, upon arrival in Lusaka, we went straight to Chimbokaila prison where we visited our incarcerated party secretary general, Rafael Nakachinda, former foreign affairs minister, Honorable Joseph Malanji, and former Lumezi member of parliament, Honorable Munia Zulu, Mr. Fredson Yamba, and Kingsley Chanda and other colleagues who are in prison. We stand with you, all our brothers and sisters who have been incarcerated. Freedom is coming soon, Makebi Zulu. So once he landed in Zambia from Kenneth County International Airport, he went straight to Shimbokaila prison, and those are the images. He's hit the road running once he landed. He's very serious about this political presidential run he wants to do. And Chief Etari was Usheva Esther, Badiwa Pianica. So this is the part where Chief Etari loses most of his audience. It's like people have no problem with him pushing the agenda against Makebi Zulu. Those are just politics, where he's pushing whichever candidate he seems to be endorsed from amongst the Patriotic front runners. People are fine with that. It's him attacking the former first lady and Edgar Chagalungu. That's where people it doesn't sit well with a good number of people, me being one of them. Considering the number of things that these people did for him in terms of sustaining his life, they literally fed him and protected him from a number of court cases that he had even during the time of Edgar Chagalungu. And now that Edgar Chagalungu is late, it's fine where for his sustenance and pretty much existence, he has to move to the UPND and support President Daga in the HDM. There's nothing wrong with that. It's politics at the end of the day. His interests have to come first, as he says. But where you start attacking the people that fed you and kept you for a long period of time on the basis of trying to support a new candidate, that's why it doesn't sit well. And maybe he has not realized it. And that is why President Daga in the HDM has kept him at a distance from the time that is been making efforts to be in cohorts or pretty much in the close circle of the UPND. It's because of that. If you can be unfaithful and disloyal to people that showed you kindness throughout your lifestyle, what more a person that you've been against for a long period of time, and maybe he does not realize that. So anyway, he doubles down to say, "Whichever is Talungu Bali Wapianika," according to that caption, says, and then he doubles down trying to say no, the recent pictures of people that have been sharing Edgar Chagalungu, they're supposed to be still alive. Those pictures were never shared before, but it's neither here or there. But yeah. And then the lady responded to him saying, now here is the problem. There is no way Brenda and Yorenda can act as Secretary General if she had previously endorsed Brian Mundwila as presidential candidate. Conflict of interest. As you may be aware, as PF goes into the convention in the next 30 days, Brendan Yenda is now the acting Secretary General since Rafael Nakachina is in prison for one of these court cases that he had. And she argues to say that person had previously endorsed Brian Mundwile. She cannot be Secretary General. She's already biased. And then because it's alleged to say she was part of the 29 members of parliament that endorsed Brian Mundwile. So the people that you see on the screen there held a press conference on Friday, just a couple of hours ago, and they endorsed Brian Mundwile. So PF put up this post. They say 29 Patriotic Front members of parliament endorse or backs Brian Mundwile for presidency ahead of the elective conference to be held this month and within the Patriotic Fund. So, and they say a Secretary General cannot endorse a candidate at the convention. They must declare interest for the sake of free and fair competition. Therefore, seen as Brenda endorsed Brandon, she cannot perform the duties of Secretary General. So she doubles down on that. And then right after Chimbokaila prison, Makebi Zulu went to visit Inonge Winner. So he says, this evening we paid a courtesy call on our mother, the former Republican Vice President, Mrs. Inonge Mutukwa Winner, at a residence in Lusaka. We thank God for our wisdom. So he seems to be on the campaign trail. He's landed in the country. At 29 Patriotic Front members of Parliament have endorsed Brian Mundwe, typical. How these all failed to stand up for Edgar Chakalungu's eligibility anyway. Let the games begin. So she says, hey, it is what it is. Everyone is playing games, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's everyone's interest at the end of the day. But let's see how the convention plays out. And those are some of the candidates that have already filed in. So you can see Makebi Zulu and then the new Mudoro, the guy from South Africa, that's the new face there. And the rest of the candidates are those that paid previously. Or even Given Winter seems to have filed in. Anyway, let's wait and see. I think those are the two new faces that I see. There is South African Mudoro and Given Winda. The rest were filed in initially. I think the only face missing here is GBM. I stand to be corrected. I think GBM was part of the people that had filed in for this Shimbagambwe. He's there, Emmanuel Mwamba, Mao Sampa, Dr. Chitaru Chirufia, and obviously that's what's in the Daily Nation, Times of Zambia, Chiwempala Market Bend, and then obviously that's in the News Diggers. And that's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Have a beautiful day.